Hi, Eunice. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, teacher.
How are you, Eunice?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, teacher?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you. Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon. How are you, Eunice?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, teacher?
Okay, Eunice. So today we have to start on the second unit, right? So let's go to the platform, please. Okay, and today we have to start with the second conditional. So in this second conditional, we have the second graph. Okay, so I will share you because we're gonna see again the document of conditions. Okay, so I will show you right now in order to see this. Okay, so I will show you right now. Okay. Okay, so in this second conditional, what do we have? We have the unreal conditional. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? This is the conditional where we are not talking about real situations. In this case, we are talking about imaginary situations, okay? For example, when we talk about, let's say, like this, when you don't have something, for example, when you want something, when you desire something, but it is not happening, and or maybe we don't have the resources in order to this action could happen. Okay, this conditional, this second, as the name says, and real, it's gonna be no real situations, but we prefer, or maybe we want that something happens. Okay, so if for this conditional we're going to use the if clause and the result clause. In the last class, we saw the third conditional, the past and real. But in this case, we're going to see only the and real conditional. And the second conditional, what that we have here, it is the if plus past simple, okay? Only the simple past. We could use in affirmative, negative, whatever. And the result that we are going to have, it's gonna be would and the verb in base form, okay? The most common that it's used is gonna be would. In some cases, as you saw before, you could find could or might, okay, as an informal way. But the most common, the most formal way, it's gonna be would and the verb in base form, okay? So the other structure that we have could be that we can start with a result clause with would and the verb in base form. And after we could put the if plus the simple past. So if it's gonna be like our word to separate these two statements, okay? So it's not necessary to put a comma. And as we're talking about simple past, we could use the simple past only in common verbs, regular or irregular in affirmatives. But what happened when I want to talk about the verb to be in past, was or were, for example? In this case, when we talk about conditionals, the same as we saw before in wish, we are going to use only where for all the subjects, okay, when we talk about conditionals. So I'm not gonna use was in any or with any subject, okay? So I can see some examples here and I can say if, always my simple past, if I won the lottery, simple past, the verb in past, and my result. If I won the lottery, what could happen? I would buy a big house. So what does this statement mean? That I probably won't win the lottery, okay? So that is the most probable thing, that I won't win the lottery. That's why it's like a dream for us, okay? So what are we gonna say about this grammar? That I am imagining some dreams, okay? Maybe we have these dreams and we want that they could be real, okay? So this is the unreal conditional. And I can say the other. If I met the Queen of England, I would say hello. Si yo conociera, si yo ganara, okay? So those are the imaginary situations. Si yo conociera a la reina de Inglaterra, yo le diría hola. So I can start with the result and after the conditional. She would travel all over the world if she were rich. In this case, I'm using the third person and I'm not using was, that it's the correct one. But as I'm using conditional, I will use only were. So if she were rich, right? The result only would and the verb in base form. And the if clause, the subject, if it's affirmative, the verb in affirmative way. If it's verb to be, everything with were in the complement. Or maybe she would pass the exam if she ever studied. What does it mean? That she never studies, so this won't happen. Okay, so that is the thing. And we could use all, of course, the second option with this when we're talking about impossible things, okay, or things that are not true. For example, if I say here, if I had his number, I'm talking about maybe some boy, if I had his number, I would call him. But this is impossible. Why? Because I don't have his number now. So it's impossible for me to call him. So this is an impossible thing that I can do. Okay. If I were you, I wouldn't go out with that man. So that could be impossible for you and giving like a recommendation for another person. Okay. So the meaning of were for all subjects is going to be like fuera. Okay. But for only conditionals. Now, Do we have some question until here, Eunice?
No, teacher, it's fine.
Perfect. Okay, Eunice. So now let's go to the platform, okay? And you have this document to guide yourself for the structures. So let's go to the platform. Unit
Teacher,
2. Yes. Grammar. Present and real condition. Yes. 1. Okay. Okay. Always remember, Eunice, that where you have the if, always we have to use the simple past. Always near if. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And number 2, it is because, you know, if you have can, right? If you have can, we have to use, what is the past of can that we use as a model? It is could, right? So we have to use could send. And the other one, it is because hadn't, it is not the past of not have. How can I use in simple past of this? The error is there, right? And you put would, but the verb in past, and the verb has to be in base form.
And teacher, the first one, if I had, I didn't have.
Didn't have, yes, because did is the auxiliary for simple past, and have, it's the verb.
Okay.
And in the other, the verb was in past, and it has to be in, yes, base form. Okay, now it's okay, okay? So always we have to remember this. When we use simple past, we have to see the simple past, the verb in simple past, okay? So if we don't use if we use the would, we have to use the only would and the verb in base form, okay? So that is the thing. Now, what are we gonna do now? We're gonna do the next grammar. I will show you my screen now. Okay. Give me a second. Share. Okay. Okay, so we will see the past perfect continuous. As we saw before the past perfect, now we're gonna see the past perfect, but in continuous way, okay? So, past perfect continuous. Yes, Eunice?
Sorry, teacher, I accidentally raised my hand.
Okay. But could you see my screen?
Yes, teacher.
Fair. So, now we're gonna see this past perfect continuous, and we're gonna see that we use this past perfect continuous when we're talking about an action that started in the past, okay, and that action was having a progress. during or while a specific time. So it is going to be similar as the past perfect. We know that when we use the past perfect, we said that this is the first action in the past. So we use this grammar when we have two actions in the past, but the first action always is going to be in past perfect or past perfect continuous. And the other action is gonna be in simple past or past continuous, okay? So what could we do? What could we say here? I can say that the structure for this is gonna be always subject plus had plus been plus the verb with ing plus the complement. So, for example, I can say I could say I had, maybe I had been studying. I had been studying for my test. I had been studying for my test when, I don't know, oh, no, not when, because we're not join statements. I had been studying for my test. It could be only one statement. After we're gonna join statements. So the negative structure for this, it's gonna be this, the same, but only adding not here. Okay, only not. So for example, we hadn't been practicing for today. The interrogative, we could use the same, had at the beginning, the subject, been, verb with ing, and the complement. So for example, I can say, had you been coming here? Okay, so I can answer with yes. Yes, I had. Or maybe no, I hadn't. Okay, so here we're talking about two actions. Okay, I could say, for example, I don't know, I arrived home at 4:30, and you had been studying. You had been studying very hard. As you can see here, it's gonna be the same as the past perfect, because we can find two statements, one in simple past and the other in past perfect. So, which is the first action here, Eunice? This, I arrived home, or you had been studying very hard? Which is the first action in the past?
He haven't studied.
Sorry?
The action could be that he arrived. Arrived at home.
I can listen very well, Eunice.
Could be arrived.
No. The first action always is going to be in past perfect or past perfect continuous. So it started before of this. I arrived home at 4:30, and you had been studying very hard. We could say that you had been studying very hard since 3 p.m., for example. So this is our first action. And after this is our second action. I arrived home at 4:30. Always, always simple past is going to be the second action. Okay. Always simple past is going to be near. Simple past is going to be near to the present. Okay. We're going to see some examples here. For example, Talia arrived at 10. Here, arrived. This is the simple past. I've been waiting for 3 hours to hear the recording. So I have been waiting for 3 hours. It started here. So this is my first action and this is my second action. Simple past is going to be always my second action, near to the present. Okay? Here, I just found out that Dean had been lying the whole time. Okay, so here we have the simple past and here the past perfect continuous. We're going to have always this. In the first statement or in the second, we're going to have simple past and in the other, the past perfect continuous. We never can use two past perfect continuous, okay? Never. So here, another, it was late, past. When Talia finally arrived, Tony and I had been waiting for 3 hours. Simple past, past perfect continuous. Okay, so always we have to be careful with this. Okay, and of course we have to see that the subject, apostrophe, and D, it's going to be always, always the contraction of have. Okay, I'd, you'd, we'd, okay, always. Now, is it clear, Eunice?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so let's go now to the platform, to the past perfect continuous. Okay. Okay. Okay, what happened here? The actions, right? In for example, it says, did you, right? Did you finish the report for class? Amy says that. And Eva says, no, when I started, I was unpacking, but you are using simple past. I started. And the other is past continuous. So we can't use. If we have the simple past, the other action has to be the past perfect continuous, not the simple past continuous. So which is the correct, Ignis?
I've been unpacking.
Yes, always, okay? And in number 5, we have, so why did you get so angry at Dean? I found out that I found out. So we are using simple past, found out. The other has to be in past perfect continuous because you have been planning. So which is the correct?
That he isn't been planning.
Why isn't? Why isn't, Eunice? Because we are not using present continuous. Present
So
continuous is with isn't.
it is hadn't been
Of
planning.
course, because we have been, right? The be and third column. Okay.
Teacher,
Yes.
this is all right if we put has been throwing.
Yes, but you are using has. Has is present perfect. We are not using past perfect. What is the past of have, Eunice?
Had?
Yes. Let's see. Okay. Why? In the first mistake worked, it is because you have the present, the past simple. Before the current family moved, so you have the simple past. And the other has to be past perfect continuous. Okay. And it had watched. Why did you put had watched? Past perfect. You had to put past perfect continuous. Had been watching. And the third, had become is not correct. In the last one, okay, had become and had covered, you are using both in past perfect. One of them has to be in simple past and the other has to be in past perfect continuous. So which is one?
By the time she became editor.
Yes.
Here it could be current had been covering.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And in here, both her parents had been working.
Yes. Yes, right. Perfect. Okay, so always we have to be careful on this. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, so always with the structures that we have, okay? Because if we don't respect the structures, everything is going to be like one mistake, okay? So today we're gonna just finish here. And tomorrow we're going to, no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Wednesday, we're going to finish with the third grammar. Okay, Eunice?
Okay, teacher. I have a question, teacher. In
Yes.
my assignments of
Yes.
the platform, when I look at the like the final test of each unit, it doesn't appear anymore. I don't know what happened.
And
Like this, when we're finishing unit 1, there were final tests, and now it doesn't appear. It goes directly to unit 2.
okay, I will see.
After writing, there was a test of listening, and then the final test of integrate skills, but now it doesn't appear anything. Only it goes directly to.
Okay. Before.
That, yeah, that's.
C1, right?
Yeah.
C1. Okay. It detect about and yesterday. Okay, don't worry. No worry. So now maybe you could see it. You're gonna tell.
Yes.
Yes,
Now
right?
appears. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so let's finish today until here. Okay, Eunice?
Okay,
So
teacher.
did we finish now?
Okay, goodbye, teacher. See you Wednesday.
Bye bye, Eunice. Take care a lot. Bye bye.
Bye bye.